Hi guys, happy week 13. It's currently an hour earlier than I usually do this. And these are the first words that I've spoken this morning. Good morning. It's April 15th. It's week 13. I hope everybody's doing well. I woke up this morning and I was laying in bed and I was like, wow, I don't really want to go to my first class. I feel sleepy, I feel tired, I want to sleep in, but I got myself up anyway because I just took an exam in this class. Usually that's when nobody comes to the class afterwards, is after you take an exam just in any front, in any class. But during the exam, okay, well, let me just explain this to you, I guess. My exam could get dropped if I do bad on it or if I do just okay because my other scores are good and one exam gets dropped anyway. But while I was taking the exam, I was like, wow, I don't know why I was so unconfident in that I would. Unconfident? I don't know. I don't know why I was not confident about this because I come to class every day. Every day I'm supposed to, and I actually have learned stuff. So then this morning I was like, well, I should just go to class because if anything, I'll just intake the information and it'll be okay because I have another final exam on this. I get ready. I'm reaching for the door handle. I look at my phone. It says class is canceled. This class has only been canceled twice, so if you're saying, sorry, there was a hair on my hand. If you're saying, Elise, why don't you check your phone earlier? She didn't send that notification until anyway. How are you guys doing? I'm doing well. I just got my nose piercing turned into a hoop. If you can see, it felt like I was getting re-pierced, and the whole drive home, I was saying, ow, 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 and I felt like I could not move my face at all. It costed literally $67 because either I could get real gold or yellow stained silver, which looked kind of gross and just sounded gross, even though I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But now I have real gold, so it's okay. Something about this feels off, and I don't know why. But that's okay. I'll keep pushing regardless. Well, I'm gonna title this video H.A.G.S because have a great summer because it feels like the school year is winding down already, which is crazy. I also just want it to be summer and to be working, I guess. And I don't know. Well, what I was gonna originally title the video and center this video around was disassociating, which I didn't title it because I don't want people to be concerned about me, but I feel like I don't know if it's disassociating and maybe I'm being exaggerating and maybe I shouldn't, I don't want to, what's the word? Oh, diagnose. I don't want to diagnose myself because that's like a real thing that doctors have to say. You have dissociative, whatever. But when I say disassociating, I just mean I'm having moments where I like re-ground myself and I'm like, whoa, I'm this years old. I am growing up. I'm getting older. I'm doing this in my life. And I start to like step out of my body and see myself for who I am right now, which I used to do a lot when I was like 14 or 15. Like just realizing I'm a real person. I don't know if this makes any sense or if I sound like an idiot, but like just being like, wow, I'm a 15-year-old girl right now. And I'm not a 15-year-old girl, but like that's my example from years past being like, whoa, I'm a 15-year-old girl. I'm a sophomore in high school. This is real life. This is real life. I'm living a life. I choose my path. I'm living a life, you know? And that's how I've been feeling recently. I think I've decided that I'm going to graduate early. And so I've already been like trying to speed run. Yes, I've been trying to speed run college. It's like classes and stuff, not necessarily on purpose, but I also catch myself trying to speed run all of the moments and all the memories and trying to cram everything in. I think that's also just by nature what I do, not necessarily because I think I'm going to graduate early, but I'm just find myself trying to do as many things as possible and get everything done. And I don't need to go into a tangent like my Fantastic Mr. Fox episode, but that being said, I've been disassociating. I've been realizing I'm living a life. Hopefully you're not just like, duh, you're living a life, but just like remembering that I am a person who I am. And so I was doing some reflecting, as I always do. And actually, well, okay. I know I always talk about myself and reflecting and trying to be wise. Would you guys want me to talk about like pop culture instead? Because I don't know if I can do that for a podcast. Uh, Sabrina Carpenter got canceled. Uh, Coachella, guys, come on, Coachella. Justin Bieber on stage. Yeah, so that's as much as you're gonna get from me. And now we can talk about other things. Anyway, so reflecting on the fact that I'm living a life, I was just thinking like, since the summer is coming up, hence H.A.G.S, have a great summer, have a good summer. Which one does the G stand for? I don't know. I've just found myself wondering if I've changed that much over the course of this past year. And actually thinking about it, I feel like I have. I feel like I've done a lot of growth. And I don't want. See, and I have constantly. Maybe you can tell how many ideas I have going on in my head, but I also just don't want my only measurement of life within myself to be if I'm growing or not. But that seems to be what I focus on, because I do think we are ever evolving creatures, and I do want myself to be ever evolving. And I think I am, but again, I think I put so much pressure on myself, but that's beside the point. I want to talk about how I feel like I've grown this year, which I know I talk about every single time, but it scares me the idea that I might not be changing or I'm staying the same, even though that is never true and that is never the case for anybody. And maybe you catch yourself in these ways that I've noticed about myself too, and I hope that you have. The first thing, okay, I don't know why I'm uncomfortable and freaking out. Give me a second. Okay, better. Well, the first one that I have noticed tremendously within myself is that I feel like I'm not afraid to take up room anymore and to just be loud and annoying and not be embarrassed. Like, currently, I think about the coworkers I had over the summer, past summer, and granted, I think I played a much different role in that group of people, but I mean, to say it how it is, I feel like I've learned that I don't have to make myself smaller necessarily. I think sometimes I still struggle with that, but I don't have to make myself smaller just to fit in with people, which sounds like duh, but it's like when you're actually in it, or at that point when I was just the annoyed, pissed off girlfriend sometimes. And I was making myself smaller. I didn't want to talk and I didn't want to have fun. I was not happy. I was like envious of other people. Compared myself in some way. Now, working with the coworkers I've made over this school year and just the friend groups that I'm in, they know me to be the loud, obnoxious Elise that makes jokes constantly and is having fun and has a smile on her face and likes to be, I mean, the center of attention in the room, sure, but also just having a good time, having people included, making community, you know? And that was something that I rarely had before. The relationships I have now, I can only compare to like how I act around my family, or like how I acted in high school when I was in programs for like after 4 years, how comfortable I got with them. But now, after just a year, not even a year of being in these friend groups and coworkers, and like, I don't know how much of a difference my friends who were with me last school year versus this school year, if they can tell a difference, but I just feel much more different in the spaces I'm in that I'm able to express myself. And it's not necessarily something that like was being taken from me. I think I've just learned to break out of my shell more and include myself. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to include themselves in conversations and in friend groups, or like, I mean, I can think of some people who I feel like just have a worse time when hanging out with people because they think they're not being included, or like they just go on their phones, or they get, I don't know, discouraged by something. But taking up room and communicating how you're feeling, obviously communicating how you're feeling, but just putting yourself out there is the only way that you're actually going to be included in something. Of course, if people are mean to you and your friends are bullies, then that's a different story. But like, I feel like, I mean, just growing up with girl friendships and with so many people in and out of my life, you start to notice when people aren't as willing to put themselves in the group, to insert themselves, and they kind of disclude themselves. And I feel like I've been very good at including myself and embracing myself. Hopefully that makes sense, but I just feel that so heavily that I've been able to walk into rooms with confidence, and I don't even, it doesn't even cross my mind that people might not like me. I mean, maybe that sounds self centered at that point, but I don't really care. Actually, I saw a comedian and podcaster last night. I don't really want to reveal who because then you can track me down. They said it doesn't concern me what people think about me or what they don't think about me. I inviting the good things in about yourself, like the good things that other people are saying about you on like a public space, or like, I mean, everyday conversation, also invites the bad things in, which I thought was very interesting because I don't really open myself up to negative comments, or like, I mean, people, don't have people actively bullying me again, but like, I try to not think about that as much as possible and just do what I want to do. Again, maybe that sounds narcissistic, I don't know. And also with that, I feel like I've put a lot more effort into myself and appearing how I want to appear and coming off how I want to come off. Like, physically, but also emotionally. You know, I have this podcast where I display myself and all of my thoughts every week, but also, I mean, I tried to dye my hair for the first time in my life after being terrified to and thinking I would want to do bad things if I didn't like it. And my nose is pierced now, and I started learning how to do my own, like, press on nails and just things that make me feel confident in myself and want to show myself off. And that wasn't something that I was really doing before, personally. I also, I think for a big time, well, for all of my life practically, I've been really afraid of how different I am with different people, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes it scares me to think that I am like a pushover almost in a way, and I don't have a backbone, and I kind of want to do an episode on this, but I feel like a blob of clay, and whoever's hands I'm in can mold me into whatever they want me to be, and then have a conversation with me and be friends with that version of me. I feel like I'm learning, one, that that's not necessarily the truth. I am very true to myself, I feel like. And again, these people, now that I have confidence with like every room I walk into, but it's just like my friends, my different friend groups, my coworkers, the truer version of me comes out. I'm not trying to sound like I'm quirky or something, but like, I am able to be myself. And also, I think being able to shift, not shift, I mean, some people say like code switch, being able to be different people when different people need you. I think there's also something beautiful in that. And I mean, sometimes I think I can mold myself too much for people, or like, some people only want to be friends with you when you can listen to them. And that sucks. But I think I'm able to recognize that much more and not put that much effort otherwise, or like expect things from those relationships, if that makes sense. I also have realized that I am the same person to me. I am always loving myself. I'm always confident in myself. Again, putting effort into who I am physically, mentally, emotionally, and I know who I am. Maybe putting on fake faces for other people, not really, but like I I am able to use the best parts of me for people, but at the end of the day, I still have all of my best parts for me. And I've realized I am someone that likes to introduce my friends to other friends. Like, every year, and I'm getting excited for it again. Every year, I have my big birthday party. I mean, big is like on my closest friends. I have a birthday party, and we have big dinner, summer birthday party, and I get to introduce all of them, and I get to make a layout of where they're sitting and who would match with who, and I just think it's beautiful because they wouldn't have met otherwise without me, and I also get to say, look, you can make friends with anybody. This is a beautiful life. Things can be happy no matter where you go. But I've also been able to introduce a lot of my friends just being in college, and like to friends that don't even go to the same college, or to friends in different friend groups or coworkers, or I just it makes me nothing makes me happier than to see all of the people I love in one place, and I am happy to be the glue, not even the glue that holds them together, but just the little pat on the back to say, get in there, champ. You can like these people too, right? Anyway, um I also am not very easily embarrassed. The podcaster slash comedian was also talking about that last night. This is really obvious. Okay, whatever. They were just talking about it too. Like, I mean, everybody says it, but like things aren't embarrassing unless you make them embarrassing. Like, unless you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. But I really, again, I get on here. It has really not been every week. I get on here ever so often and I tell things about myself, and I am loud and obnoxious in real life sometimes, and I make jokes, and it's gonna say I push people over. I don't really push people over, but I'm just imagining when I laugh and I'm like, you know? But I, even when like bad things happen, or like little flukes, or like, you have to be able to laugh or else you're gonna live a miserable life. Oh, that's also something I've learned that I didn't put down. But miserable people will be miserable no matter where you put them, or no matter who they're with or what they're doing. If you constantly are so sad and demeaning, and oh, I'm a stupid idiot, everything's horrible, you're always gonna think that way. It's kind of hopeless. You're kind of hopeless. So, anyway, next. Oh, I also do like going out, having fun, taking pictures with my friends, okay? Sue me, I'm a teenage girl. I like going out, having fun, taking pictures with my friends. I didn't know that I really liked to do that before, that I was allowed to. I remember my freshman year, I was like crying to my boyfriend at the time about like, I feel like I have no friends. Like, I see all these girls walking around together and they're having fun, and I just feel so left out. Where are all my friends? I think everybody maybe has to go through that freshman year, and also those girls you all see walking around together don't like each other, or eventually they won't. But realizing everybody has those times to come, and I do enjoy that. And you just have to put yourself, you have to involve yourself, okay? Maybe this is just my guide to college. Maybe that's what I should call it. I just, it takes time, it takes effort to find friends and to pour into them, but you'll get there one day, sweetie, I promise. Yeah. That being said, I think I am very happy with my time in college, and I feel satisfied. I still have some time left, but I'm happy with There's a part of me that feels like I'm gonna regret graduating early. And also, I'm really, really afraid for the fact that I just have to be an adult after that and I'm just done with college forever, which I know isn't true. Like, sure, you can go back, but I'm not gonna be a teenage girl or a 20-year-old girl, a 20-year-old girl forever. So, I don't know. But I also know that I have fun and I find beauty anywhere I go. And I am proactive and determined no matter what I'm doing. So, no matter what, I will be successful and happy and fun. But I'm still fearful. Even though I'm satisfied and I still learn things about myself, I'm growing, I'm having a good time with my friends. I don't know. And this isn't me feeling doom filled or anything. I'm okay. I promise. I just, those are the things going on in my head, and that's the point of the podcast. So, anyway, I love you guys. This is the end of the podcast. I hope you relate to some of these things, or maybe you will, or maybe you never ever will. I get to have coffee with a professor in about an hour and a half to talk about my future, so we'll see. Maybe she'll have all the insight to exactly what I should be doing, and she'll tell me exactly what I can do. But probably not, because nobody's going to tell you what to do, and you kind of just have to do it and then trial and error. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Happy week 13. I hope you've been enjoying this. If you have an idea, again, let me know. Rate me on Spotify. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll see you next week. Bye.